Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey and Spencer Hughes here on the Daybreak Show. It's time for us to focus on Shelton, presented by our great friends at our Community Credit Union. Shelton Police Chief Darrin Moody in studio. Hello.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good to see you. And it's been a while since we checked in, I think, just overall in general with police business. You've had some new hires, some promotions. Let's go through that first.
Yeah, it's we want to let people know we're still on the move. We're not sitting down on any of this. And, we hired a couple of new officers, lateral officers that came to us. A young lady from the Bremerton area and a man locally that were lateral police officers. And then we did promotions. We restructured the police department in the last few months to include that instead of a chief captain, we will have chief and 2 lieutenants. And then we will have the sergeants. Okay. And so we have a level of supervision that's awesome right now in the police department. So we promoted a couple sergeants, promoted a lieutenant. Chris Kostad is now a lieutenant. It's one of the things that keeps police chiefs up at night is what's going on graveyard when I'm at home in bed and everybody's comfortable and the supervision level. And we discussed earlier, probably more than half of our department, seniority-wise, has less than 5 years.
Wow.
And so it's nice that we can add a level of supervision, some mentoring for them. So it's working out nice.
So you've been with Shelton now 6 years or so, about 6 years, and you mentioned better than half are new hires. Is that something that happens a lot with police departments and turnover, or does it have to do with the size of Shelton and I don't want to consider it like the minor leagues, but like a feeder police department?
Absolutely. That's a very fair question because it's true. We go to a chiefs conference every year and we learn that we're not a small department. There are actually departments out there with 2, 3, 4 officers across the country. But in this area, we are considered one of the smaller departments. And so, it's not unusual. We've had a couple go to other agencies. It's been a variety of things. We've had some retire, some go to other agencies, some leave police work. It just varies, we're not immune to it either. One of the people we just hired, a lateral, came from a much smaller department. So, and we just became accredited this last year, and we're up and moving with things. You'll see some of the new stuff that's gone on too, the design of the people, by the people, I guess you could say, the officers. We got new badges designed that reflect more of the city than just the generic badges. You'll see the police cars out with a new theme on the police cars. We found out it's cheaper to buy a car that's black than it is to buy a car that's black and white. So for the same, less than the normal cost, we can get a car and just put the stickers on, and they designed it. The officers down there came up with that design, and we moved forward. So some good changes going on down there.
How has the police force been over the last few months with coronavirus and, I guess, crime overall, and then how the officers are feeling and doing their daily interactions with people?
Yeah, it is a challenge. It is definitely a challenge with all the things we deal with on a normal basis as it is. And then to try and deal with this going on right now. I will tell you this community has been outstanding. The support that's come out of this community for its police department, head and shoulders above what anything else has seen. It's been incredible to watch. But yeah, it's like anybody else. We're prone to depression. We're prone to, woe is me. And, the hard parts are we go to crime scenes and things like that, and we don't know who is infected, who's not infected. We take the measures we can. Sometimes we're able to put on protective gear. Sometimes it happens too fast, and can't put on all the protective gear, So it becomes definitely a challenge.
If I remember correctly, as March came about, we talked, and you were able to get the police department with quite a lot of PPE. I would imagine that's all probably been burned through, but how is it continuing? The supplies are still fine and there's no concerns?
Yeah, during that first few months, everybody was scrambling. And we were able to go to outside vendors that wouldn't normally supply police departments, and we were able to get most of our PPE in a timely manner. And it's held out. We're doing okay. And then you have, like my mask here, somebody in the community knew I was a 49er fan. The next thing you know, they were delivering a 49er mask to me down there, we're finding out all kinds of different things about this every day we meet, and so I'm feeling pretty comfortable that we have the appropriate PPE we need, but you never know. Things are changing day to day.
And then, so let's talk about masks and face coverings and the compliance by Shelton residents. And I know that it's been more of an enforcement, not an educational campaign versus an enforcement campaign. But there have been large gatherings and here and there over the last couple of months. Do you think there'll be a time where you'll move past the educational and it's now time to actually enforce some of these rules for the safety of everyone?
You know, if you'd asked me that 3 months ago, I'd have said no. And today, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, the rules, the governor just came out with more rules and changed them again.
Mm-hmm.
And so us just trying to keep up with the rules is hard enough. You know, I'd like to think in this size community, talking to people has worked well. You know, even the businesses, we get calls every once in a while that a local restaurant or a bar will have, you know, too many people in it, or, you know, and the owners and managers have been pretty good with us. But like I say, this is up to us to stop.
Yeah.
You know, I can't arrest people all day long for those type of things. It's not going to fix the problem. We're going to fix the problem.
Yeah. Shelton Police Chief Darrin Moody here for the Focus on Shelton. It's presented by our great friends at Our Community Credit Union. And when the police department has more great information to share, please come on by or we'll get you on the phone or however we need to do it.
We got our second dog on the street.
Oh,
so
good,
sooner
okay.
or later, we'll get him down here when we can put the mask on the dog as well and get it down here and introduce you.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Darrin.
Thank you.